Good evening, Tony Dottino doing my Monday Live with Tony. I'm actually away at a resort for a few days. I'll be doing my Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the resort. But I've taken my newsletters along and I plan to do my Live with Tony. This, as you can tell, has been a little bit late for what I've been doing, but wanted to do one each of the days if I can just scratch out 15 minutes of the calendar. And I wanted to comment on this newsletter coming out of the Mount Sinai Healthy Aging newsletter. Here's the point, many older adults see the value of cognitive tests. Polls suggest that older adults see the test as a useful early warning sign, but few actually have taken the test. Now, I'm going to take that back to many adults would like to see the value of cognitive tests. I'm seeing more and more people at earlier ages with parents, grandparents that have had Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or some form of dementia, being very concerned about their own mental health. We've just started up our workshop Connections brain training, and half the people in that workshop are the caregivers who are very interested in not only the health of their loved one, but they're also interested in what are there things that they can do, are there things that they can learn. And what I find very interesting about this is that in this poll of adults, the respondents said they saw the benefit of the test that can provide an early warning of a person's memory and thinking abilities, and to think of how they might decline. Well, that always brings me to the test of if we begin to realize that our brain is like a muscle. It's like a muscle, and if we exercise that muscle through mental challenges, through the proper sleep, through the right nutrition, through the right mental exercises that we can do, and there are that we can do, the right levels of social interactions, there are things we can do regardless of our age that can help us improve it. And what I'm trying to tell people is if we can do that at an earlier age and start building up that foundation, building up that muscle, building up that strength here at an earlier age, wouldn't it be likely that that strength and that foundation that would build us up would just help us to age a whole lot better at any age? And I've been doing work on studying the human mind now for over 30 years. And last year, because of some eye problems, I had to get a couple of MRIs in my brain with contrast and without contrast. And the neuro doctor was surprised in looking at it and basically said, the gray matter and the diagnosis of your brain looks like it's somebody 10 years younger. Well, I was happy to hear that, and unfortunately I didn't find that was the good news was that was not the cause of my eye problem. And so I want to take the point from that, though, and not lose it, which is it's great to know that I've been doing the things that I teach to others for more than 20 years. I'm not going to wait till I'm 70 years old to begin to start things to strengthen because so much has been lost. So what I'm trying to get people to do at a much earlier age, how about at age 30, how about age 40, how about 50, start building your brain power and the things you can do. Now, this article goes on to say, well, the cognitive tests that some doctors are using talk about giving people a short list of words. So let me give you a list of words at the beginning of an exam. So I'll give you the words. Drugs, pet, milk. And 10 minutes later, at the end of your exam, I'll ask you if you can tell me what those words were. Now, as I've gone in and the doctor has tested those words, I use a memory system we call the loci method. And the doctor says, great, you've got this covered, you're doing well. But I'm using a memory system. Does it matter if he gave me 10 words? I could actually get him up to 20. And right there. Wow, your brain is just amazing. You can do 20 words. But I'm using a memory system. I'm using something that I've learned through the work that I've done on memory. And it's not something that we're selfish about. It's not something that anyone at any age can learn to utilize. And what's been interesting is Michael Gattino has just finished a 3-year study with Columbia University, where he's been teaching the university students in certain groups these memory systems called the loci system of memory, or the Roman room is another name for it. Same principle of using objects that you know and how you link new information to it to retain and recall. And so I'm saying, if at a college age these students learned how to use these systems and they were exercising their brain, remembering names and faces, remember of directions of where they're trying to go without using their Waze application on their iPhones, or they remember phone numbers without having to stick it in. God help a cashier I saw recently, that the cashier was done and she couldn't figure out how to give change from a $10 bill on a $5.49 purchase. And so just imagine if we were exercising our brain throughout our life. What a difference it can make into our mental health and fitness. And not waiting until we're like, well, that's going to happen to me at age 70. No, it's going to be happening to you throughout the years as we learn about toxins and what happens to our brain when we're sleeping and what we're drinking and eating and the foods we have. We don't think of those, not just in our body, but we need to think of those as much as it impacts on our cognitive fitness and our mental well-being. And unfortunately, people are frightened. When you talk with people in these workshops we're doing, they're just scared to death of losing their mental capacity, because it's their being, it's their whole place in the world, and how they fit and how they're able to communicate what their illnesses or hurts or their love and their cares, and recognizing grandkids. And that, you hear that more and more. I always want to be able to recognize my kids and then my grandkids when I have them. But it's not the time to panic when you're beginning to hit those stages. It's the time to learn what are some of the things that I can do to put me and spur me into action, that spur me into saying, so what are there some of the things that I can do? What can I begin to learn now and apply now in 5 or 10 minute little bursts of mental exercises that can make a huge difference to me as I get older? So what I suggest to people is, look, there's memory books, there's memory workshops. We've had we've got an online course that people can use. I mean, there's all newsletters from different things. My favorite is the one that comes out of Massachusetts General Hospital on mind, mood, and memory. What are you doing on social interaction? How's your social life? And I don't mean that you've got to be out wild having parties and things, but how active are you? Are you sitting home watching TV all day long? Are you getting out? Are you looking at trees and you listen for the flow of water in a stream? Are you listening for the sounds of birds or animals? What are you doing in your life today that's exposing yourself to growing the strength of your mental fitness? And if I may, for those of you that can recall, there was a gentleman with bodybuilding exercise by the name of Jack LaLanne. And you looked at Jack LaLanne, 90 years old, with muscles as big and as well as anyone, and had these Jack LaLanne studios and fitness and stuff. And now they're been bought off by Bally's and other companies. But the fitness craze that he started in the 50s, and how important that how advanced he was, ahead of himself. Well, we want you to be ahead of yourself as it relates to what you can do for mental fitness. And we're finding more and more benefits and more activities we can engage in that will make that world of difference. Well, we're off to the second week of the new year, and we're getting ready for our 25th USA Memory Championship. We're working on getting our website up to date and getting information out to people so we can begin to register. And we're excited about it. It's our 25th anniversary, and it's the 25th event. And it should be a great one. We've got a great support staff of people, and we've got a lot of great people that are interested, and we're looking forward to our 25th event. And I'm pausing is, my goodness, it's July 23rd. So on July 23rd, we'll be doing a virtual event. And then we'll pick off 12 people that will come to Winter Park, Florida on September 23rd. And at that point, we'll know who our 25th USA Memory Champion will be. Have a good week, and we'll see you back here on Wednesday. And think of something that you can do to exercise your brain this week. Maybe just take a poke and look at the USA Memory Championship website.